What is up, guys? My name's Alex, coach of yours Toronto Star Raptors, here with my Week 1 team builder for Season 1 of the NES. I'm really hoping to start this week off with a win. We're going up against the Detroit Darkrais from the test season. You'll be able to see his team on the right here. It's the Garchomp, Celebi, Porygon 2, Kyurem, Drapion, Kling-Klang, Mega Altaria, Weevil, Gliscor, Gallade, and Vivillon. You'll be able to see my draft on the left. If you're wondering why I drafted the way I did, check out our team builder on the channel. So right off the bat, Mega Altaria is a threat, and it's a threat I know well because I got to use it last season in the test season. So I know what it can do. I know its strengths, and I know its weaknesses. So I'm actually going to be curious if he even brings it, just because I'm going to know how to play around it, and I have prepared around it. Although it would be crazy if I'm not to bring it. Just looking at my team, I am expecting the physical Mega Altaria, just because I feel like its coverage deals with my team better, so I have prepared accordingly for that. Weavile is another threat that I'm super worried about. Again, I was going to draft Weavile, and I didn't want it to be my first round pick, and then from there just kind of synergized with my team. But it is an amazing mon. It's a great revenge killer. Not stab, knockoff, stab, icicle crash, stab, ice shard. It does damage, which is why I'm really going to prioritize getting rocks up, because then at most it gets 5 switch-ins, and the more I can limit Weavile switch-ins, the more I can hinder its ability to actually put in the work. Porygon 2 and Celebi are both annoying as hell. I'm going to try and get a knockoff on the Porygon 2 and hopefully the Celebi, because it will do massive damage, just trying to kind of cripple his mons a bit. I'm not that worried about Garchomp, and I'm not that worried about Gliscor, only because I prepared accordingly because of their times 4 weakness. Garchomp, I realize, could be running a Yachi Berry. Gliscor probably won't. It probably will be running the Toxicule set. So I do have the idea of a berry in my mind on the Garchomp. But I have prepared accordingly, and my switch-ins are all 2-hit KOs no matter what, including the Yachi Berry, so I should be good unless we get really low rolls. Not too worried about Drapion. I don't really see it coming this week, but I could be wrong. Kling-Klang actually could be a problem if it gets a shift gear up, because that gives it the +2 speed, +1 attack, so I do have to watch out for that. And of course, Gallade and Vivillon. Vivillon I don't really see being that big of a problem, but it could. And Gallade, he actually could bring Gallade. Gallade could actually put in a lot of work against my team. So I had to prepare for it, but I'm not super worried about him bringing it. But enough of that. Let's get into my team and what I decided to bring. So first up, you can see we have Colossus, which is spelt wrong. I apologize. Colossus, the Registeel, rocking the leftovers with the light metal ability, just so Weavile, if it's packing the low kick for coverage, will do less damage to me. Rocking the Stealth Rock, Iron Head, Ice Punch, and Brick Break. Stealth Rock, as I said, I'm going to prioritize getting that up. I will probably lead with Colossus unless, we'll wait until we see the team previews. But it will most likely be my lead, just because I need to get Stealth Rocks up, just because it does punish that Weavile. It does kind of hinder Vivillon's sweeping, and it also limits Kyurem as well. So, and Mega Altaria when it switches in. So, rocks are going to be a big priority for me. And then I'm rocking the Iron Head, Ice Punch, and Brick Break. 3 coverage moves. Iron Head hits the Kyurem, the Mega Altaria, and the Weavile. Ice Punch hits the Garchomp, the Celebi, kind of the Kyurem. The Kyurem. Mega Altaria, Gliscor, and Vivillon. And Brick Break hits Porygon 2, Kyurem, Kling-Klang, Weavile again. So the only mons that he can bring in on me that I can't hit super effective are Celebi, where I resist both of its stabs, and Drapion, where I'm immune to one of its stabs. The other stab being dark and knockoff. So that's a bit problem, but again, I'm not really anticipating Drapion this week, and if there is, I have other threats to handle it. So, especially a Registeel, isn't going to be able to take on his whole team by itself, but I'm mostly going to use it as a pivot. You can see I gave it max HP, and then I gave it a careful nature with split IVs to give it equal defenses. He actually doesn't really have very many special attackers. He's got the Celebi, the Porygon 2, and the Vivillon, which are pretty much only special attackers, and then he's got the Mega Altaria. And Mega Altaria could be special, and if it is special, Colossus can't really handle it that well because it could carry the Fire Blast. But just looking at my team, Physical Altaria makes sense, a lot more sense. It just can hit more things, like for instance, Special Altaria can hit Entei. It can't really hit Tentacruel. It can kind of hit Amogus. Mega Diancie it can't really touch. So it makes more sense to do physical, where all those mons can actually get hit with a super effective move, namely being Earthquake. So I really think that he's going to go physical with it. He could go mixed. But if he goes mixed, then his attacks are going to be split, or his speed is going to be lower, or he's going to have to run agility, which means that he's going to have one less coverage move, or no roost. So if he does go mixed, he's going to be hindered in some other way. And because I know my way around Mega Altaria, I think I can play around it. Next up, we have our Queen Bee, Beyonce here. Shiny Mega Diancie. Rockin' Diamond Store, Moonblast, Earth Power, and Rock Polish. We have the Rash Nature, so we don't decrease our special attack. And I am more worried about physical attacks because, again, he doesn't really have many special attackers. We got max special attack. We got 212 in speed, which is enough speed to outspeed the fastest variant of Klinklang before boosting. And then the rest is just dumped into attack. The reason I need to outspeed Klinklang is because I just get bodied by steel moves. And so I really need to watch out for Klinklang, because if he does bring it, it can OHKO Diancie here. And my goal is I want to be able to save Diancie for late game, get up a Rock Polish, and then once his mons are whittled down, Beyonce just tears through his team. With that coverage, I can hit almost everything for super effective damage. The only thing I don't hit are Celebi and Porygon, I believe, and Vivillon. Oh, no. Yeah, that's it. And again, those are a lot more passive mons, so I don't think they're going to be able to take me on. And if I'm able to get a knockoff on the Porygon or weaken the Celebi, then I'm just going to be able to clean up shop with the Queen here. So next up, we have Mufasa, the Entei, rocking the Expert Belt with Pressure, Sacred Fire, Iron Head, Extreme P, and HP Ice. Rocking max speed, max attack, and just enough HP to get. The rest is an HP, so we have an odd number. We're rocking the max speed so we can outspeed Kyurem, unless it's Scarfed, of course. Sacred Fire and Iron Head hits almost everything on his team for super effective, and even if it doesn't, he does not want to take a Sacred Fire. Extreme Speed is my big red button against Weavile. I can just come in and do massive damage with that E-Speed. Now, you're going to notice that, I'm running a Rash Nature on Entei with no investment, and that's so my Hidden Power Ice is a guaranteed 2-hit KO. Now, if he does have the Yachi Berry on the Garchomp, that'll half the damage. I don't remember, but off the top of my head, I believe the calculation for HP Ice with this investment on a Garchomp with the Expert Belt is 62 to like 73%. So even with the Yachi Berry, it'll be a 2-hit KO. Now, he could be faster, and that's something we're going to have to worry about. But even if we don't kill him, just being able to predict him coming in and getting off that HP Ice is going to be huge, because Garchomp or Gliscor, whichever one he brings, is going to be his switch in for this. They're going to think they're going to be able to wall us completely, and I'm really hoping that Hidden Power Ice can catch them off guard and maybe pick us up a sneak kill that we weren't otherwise anticipating. So next up we have Glob Herman, our Reuniclus. Life Orb, Magic Guard, rocking Flash Cannon, Signal Beam, Psychic, and Trick Room. This is another late game sweeper that I'm planning. As you can see, we're rocking the Quiet Nature with max special attack, max health, and then just threw those last 4 points into defense just so they don't go to waste. And again, Glob Herman is slower than everything on his team. So if we can set up a Trick Room, I can live any hit. That's what I love. That's what I love about Reuniclus coming back from the test season. It is so fat. It will live one of any hit as long as it's not like banded super effective or spec super effective. So the only thing I'm worried about setting up on, really, provided I don't have any prior damage, is the Drapion. So if I see Drapion, I know I have to prioritize getting rid of it. And if it's not there, Reuniclus, as soon as I get a chance, comes in, sets up, and then just starts sweeping. Obviously, if he still has his full team, Trick Room won't last long enough. But if he's down to his last 4 to 3 mons, I can clean up with this thing. It is so strong, especially with that Life Orb. I can just start cleaning up his team. So that's kind of the plan with him. I got the 2 sweepers going. Next up, we have our boy Blue, the sock, rocking the Choice Scarf with Sturdy. Oh, no. Sorry. That is supposed to be Mold Breaker. My mistake. I apologize. So yes, Blue, the sock, rocking Choice Scarf, Mold Breaker, Earthquake, Close Combat, Ice Punch, Knockoff. This coverage is incredible. I originally had Poison Jab on here over Earthquake because my calculations were all wrong, telling me that Close Combat did more to Drapion. But I was talking to Crazy, and he's basically telling me there's no reason for you to ever hit Poison Jab instead of Ice Punch. And he's right, there isn't. It can only either be resisted or immune if he's carrying the Kling Clang. So this coverage really gives me a chance to hit everything for super effective, and I might have to make some bold predictions, but even then I can, with that massive attack, do massive damage. Anything that's weakened, I'm going to get a kill on it. So I'm rocking max attack, Adamant, 180 in speed, which is enough speed after my Scarf to outspeed Weavile. So the only thing that's going to be outpacing me is another Choice Scarfer. So I'm going to have to keep my eyes open for that. But even then, like, looking at his team, the only things that could really be Choice Scarfed, or that are likely to be Choice Scarfed, are Kyurem, Garchomp, and Gallade. Other than Gallade, he's not going to be able to take me out on one hit, and my attack is going to do so much damage to the other two that I'm not that worried about it. So I'm really hoping for Sock to pick up a few kills here, just because I like to see those tier 4s put in the work. And last but not least, we have Avion. Points if you can get the reference for Avion. The Torn T, rocking the Assault Vest Regenerator, Icy Wind, Superpower, U-Turn, and Air Slash. Now, I am thinking about swapping one of those moves out for Knockoff, full disclosure, but I'm not sure which one. I would like to have more than one Knockoff user just because of the Porygon 2. And he's also got Celebi and Gallade, so, you know, it's always good to get items off, but we'll see. Assault Vest, just so I can, if he does bring Special Altaria, I have another thing to handle it. Icy Wind, super effective on the Weavile and the Garchomp. It also slows him down, so it can help me keep pace. Superpower for that Porygon 2. Another thing for the Kyurem, another thing for the Kling Clang. And of course, it does massive damage to Weavile. U-Turn just for priority, and then Air Slash does damage to the Celebi and the Gallade and Vivillon, which are other things I'm worried about. I have max special attack, 172 with a beneficial nature. Speed is enough speed to outspeed a Jolly Gallade, which is the fastest thing on his team that I can outpace without a Scarf. So we outspeed Gallade by 1 point, hoping the Air Slashes get some flinches and I can take it out. We have 4 in health, just to give us that odd number, and then the rest is dumped into attack just for superpower and Usuran's sake. Again, pretty straightforward. Just got good coverage. I am thinking about swapping either Air Slash or Icy Wind out for knockoff. We'll see. I'll let you guys know before the battle. But anyway, that is my team for Week 1 against the Detroit Darkrais. Please let me know if you have any suggestions on what I could have brought, how I could have changed the sets. I'd love to hear it because I'm still getting new to this team building process. So I'm looking for any advice I can get. But anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, and good luck.